clients use the enormous power of digital advertising as a tool to grow their business. D&G clients see results from digital advertising, and for me, that's rewarding. That's the best part of my job.
It was a tough outing for Japan's Shoma Uno. They're greeted by his coach, Stefan Lambiel, the two-time world champ, training in Lambiel's native Switzerland now for the second year.
Shoma's short program was certainly a disappointment. I've toured with him many years, and the one thing that I've always noted about his technique is that sometimes he just flails himself into the jumps, and you can see that on this quad flip a bit, and when that landing was a bit messy, it's almost like he lost his focus for the rest of the performance. Here, the quad toe came down, it looked two-footed and possibly a touch under-rotated, really loosey-goosey with his legs getting up into that rotation. Mandatory 1-point deduction for the fall.
You know, Johnny, also commenting on what you guys mentioned, just how dynamic this short program is, I was wondering, you know, when that beat drops between the first two quads, it's got to be tough to interpret the music, but also pace yourself if you're trying to prepare for one of those incredibly difficult elements.
I was thinking the same thing, Tanith, but I was also thinking Shoma does it so well. You see that he's just thinking about his rhythm, his timing, his skating, and not letting the music dictate where his skating needs to go.
But then you compare that to a skater like Jason Brown, who we just saw, whose program, the music, the rhythm, built the entire way through it, and he built along with it. So in my mind, that's the difference to a skater.
So well, you see that he's just thinking about his rhythm, his timing, his skating, and not letting the music dictate where his skating needs to go.
But then you compare that to a skater like Jason Brown, who we just saw, whose program, the music, the rhythm, built the entire way through it, and he built along with it. So in my mind, that's the difference choreographically and artistically between the two skaters and what makes Jason Brown so magnificent. This was entertaining, and especially if this is an awesome short program when he skates it cleanly. But it is possible to build with your music, and you've got to go on that journey with it. If you skate against your music, you can't create that lasting impact. But it is hard to pace these big jumps.
It's hard, especially when you have the quads in there, and that's, you know, the whole conversation.
Yes.
A short program choreographed by Shaylin Bourne for last season. It's the first time they'd worked together, and
that's in there, and that's, you know, the whole conversation.
Yes.
A short program choreographed by Shaylin Bourne for last season. It's the first time they'd worked together, and she really does add something dynamic to his movement. But overall, not the short program Shoma Uno was hoping for today. And there's the numbers that reflect that. 77.46 puts him into 7th place. Remember, the short program at the World Championships scoring over 92 points, so well off that mark.
And for Team Japan, again, the single skaters are so important to them medaling in this competition that performance in itself could be something that determines Japan's final position.
Well, the crowd may be limited to 50% capacity in the
25%.
That they are 100% behind this next skater, and he has on so many occasions and for so many years been their champion. From Japan, the two-time Olympic champion on the ice now, this is Yuzuru Hanyu.
With, and now we finally have that audience for him to play off of.
That sound does not sound good. That sound does not sound good. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that?
Setting up his last jumping element, the triple axel. Whoa! Well, that will definitely affect his grade of execution, but I don't know about you, Jenny. I'm quite impressed. I feel the flexibility and the acrobatic landing there should just get extra points for grade of execution.
Tell me it's not picking up any sound. How is that possible? Tell me it's not picking up any sound. How is that possible? It's really weird. It's really weird. What about now? What about now? What about now?
What a special performance. It felt stronger, despite the illusion landing on the triple axel. It felt stronger than it did just a few weeks ago at the World Championships. He gives everything he's got every time he takes the ice, and it's that passion and that determination that really makes him such a special skater. I mean, the jumps and stuff are all important too, but it's that character that makes him such a great champion.
Yes, Jay, this program really came alive. For me, it's so fun to see him try this different style, and today he really laid it down. That was a solid skate. Two beautiful quads. The triple axel maybe left the door open just a little bit with that landing.
This short program is a little bit less difficult than what we'll see from Nathan Chen on their solo quad jumps. Nathan has a little bit of an advantage there also with the placement of his quad toe triple toe combination late in the program. But what Yuzuru does so well, and he's told me that he can focus on his grade of execution because it definitely is in a class by itself in so many ways. And he gave us all the goods in that short program. And it's so impressive to see
I'm trying to fix the sound.
Nathan Chen on their solo quad jumps. Nathan has a little bit of an advantage there also with the placement of his quad toe triple toe combination late in is a little bit less difficult than what we'll see from Nathan Chen on their solo quad jumps. Nathan has a little bit of an advantage there also with the placement of his quad toe triple toe combination late in the program. But what Yuzuru does so well, and he's told me that he can focus on his grade of execution because it definitely is in a class by itself in so many ways. And he gave us all the goods in that short program. And it's so impressive to see him in such good form after the of execution because it definitely is in a class by itself in so many ways. And he gave us all the goods in that short program. And it's so impressive to see him in such good form after the year that everyone has had, but Yuzuru has been training primarily on his own, and even as a double Olympic champion, it's really hard to push yourself every day in training to get through this work, and he's just done a magnificent job.
You could just see how much fun he was having and playing with the audience. I feel like for skaters, an audience is always there, and you can take that for granted. But this season, you can see how the skaters were so appreciative when they do get an audience. But look at the ease of that quad landing, the way he just seamlessly transitions into his next step. So quiet on these takeoffs, the air position is textbook, arms over the head. He lands it, he knows he has it. But this season, you can see how so smooth.
He's grown into the most magnificent skater and double Olympic champion. For a reason. I remember when he was just starting, just coming up through
I'm getting really frustrated.
For the shows that we performed in together. I remember when he was just coming up through, he would get to the point maybe a quarter of the way through his long program that he would always do with all the jumps in it for the shows that we performed in together, and he'd start sweating and breathing heavy, and just he gives so much of himself for his performances, and it makes him special. There, the triple axel just to break at the waist, but for saving jumps, there's no one in the world like Yuzuru Hanyu.
Cat-like. I mean, that was an illusion on the end of his triple axel there. His forehead was an inch away from the ice.
He spoke to the media earlier in the week talking about how important it was to him to give a good performance here in Osaka, acknowledging how much the city has been struggling with the COVID-19 pandemic recently, and he just wanted to offer something positive for them to enjoy. And I think that he does that every time he takes the ice, but certainly appreciated to have this respite, to be able to just be wrapped up in a performance like that.
And Tana, to mention that this is not the World Championships, obviously, but it's the last big event of the season. And for a skater, sometimes we're a little superstitious, and heading into an Olympic year, you want to remember that you
competitor remaining, and it is his toughest competition. Attitude is, and that one as ended.
And Tana,
enjoy, and I think we're in Osaka, acknowledging how much the city has been struggling with the COVID-19 pandemic recently, and he just wanted to offer something positive for them to enjoy. And I think that he does that every time he takes the ice, but certainly appreciated to have this respite, to be able to just be wrapped up in a performance like that.
And Tana, to mention that this is not the World Championships, obviously, but it's the last big event of the season. And for a skater, sometimes we're a little superstitious, and heading into an Olympic year, you want to remember that you ended on a high note. You want to feel like you're bringing that momentum into the next season, which is an Olympic year, which is so important.
Support from his teammates there in the kiss and cry. And you guys talked about him giving all of himself into his performances, and that one as well. Incredible that he's also able to look so relaxed while doing just that. And he certainly seems to have a very comfortable, relaxed attitude right now after that performance. Big number from Yuzuru Hanyu, 107.12, higher than what he scored in the short program at the World Championships just a few weeks ago. And so, no doubt about it, he overtakes the top spot from Team USA's Jason Brown with just one competitor remaining, and it is his toughest competition.
On the ice, representing the United States of America, Nathan Chen.
So here we go. He has been undefeated for such a long time, and he just added yet another world title to his collection a few weeks ago. From the United States, this is Nathan Chen, 3-time world champion.
Stakes may not be as high as the World Championships, but believe me, not be as high as the World Championships, but he's skating on his biggest one. And the importance of that. Breezy quad flip.
Tell me how bad the sound is. Tell me how bad the sound is.
Well, what a way to lay down that short program. His performance level was at an all-time high this season for me. And it's just about the way he handles pressure, especially after a strong skate from Yuzuru. And that's why it's so important to have the opportunity to
Why is it
skate
doing that?
against your main rival. You build a track record, you build experience, you prove to yourself, hey, I can deliver under any circumstance.
Both Nathan Chen and Yuzuru Hanyu are kings in this sport, and how lucky are all of us that we get to watch two of the greatest of all times go head to head 2 times in just a few weeks. And that performance from Nathan was very strong, and I did find that he was performing better than I have seen him all season. But the two athletes, they approach competition in such a different way, where Nathan is cool, calm, and collected. It doesn't feel like it's all or nothing to him. Yuzuru comes with the storybook drama, passion, aggression on the ice, and they're both insanely talented in their own ways, but just so different and so brilliant, both of them. Nathan was so strong on the jumps today, which I think will give him a little bit of an edge in this short program. It's going to be close, because Nathan wasn't a home run, and Yuzuru had a little bit of an illusion on his triple axel, but wow, just the level that these two men have taken the sport to is impeccable. I mean, look at those eyes right there.
Technically
That's proper
was
performance.
so solid today on his jumps. Watch here, smoothness into this quad toe, a little tight on that landing, but pulls off the triple toe. The quad flip was the highlight for me. I don't know what his grade of execution was on that right now, but better be big.
It was, and the quad flip definitely was an advantage for Nathan in this short program. Yuzuru Hanyu completed the quad salchow solo. The quad flip is worth 11 points, the quad sal 9.70. Then you factor in the grades of execution, how well the judges thought that they performed them. It is going to be this nitpicky between these two skaters until the Olympic Games.
But you're right, Johnny. Their approaches are much different, but I will say that's why I enjoyed this short program performance from Nathan so much, more than any other one during the season, is sometimes he can look a little bit in his head, a little too focused, and today he seemed relaxed and confident, was really present.
Nathan Chen there in the kiss and cry, joined by fellow Team USA member Jean-Luc Baker, sitting in as his coach in this moment. And I think you really nailed it, Johnny, when you mentioned just essentially that we're spoiled to be able to watch
school and parents and what have you. If you're coming on to talk about what happened in a situation, talk about that situation. Don't go beyond their expertise. And don't judge people for whatever. The kids are in school, whatever.
and welcome to the Marathon Intech Arena here in Osaka, Japan. Day 2 of the ISU World Team Trophy. We had a thrilling first day yesterday with the rhythm dance, the ladies short and the men's
Why
short.
is it doing that? Why is it doing that?
Finish up the short programs with the pair short, that's very shortly. Then it's the free dance, second stage of the ice dance competition, and then the men's free. Remember, these are totally different competitions, the short and the long. They each count for 12 points for the winner, right down to 1 point for 12th place, second place, or 6th place.
What about now?
6 couples in the ice dance and 6 couples in the pairs competition. After the opening day, Russia have the lead. Very marginal lead. 49 points they have. USA have 47. Japan have 42. France have 26 points. Italy 25. And Canada 23. Italy 25. And Canada 23.
In a few moments, we will start the competition for the pairs short program.
はじめにご来場のお客様にお願い申し上げます。
I'm gonna check it on my
The
other phone.
12,000-seater arena, the Marathon Intech Arena.
禁煙となっております。ご協力を
Because of
I'm
COVID
checking
restrictions,
on
3,000 allowed in Marathon Intech coming in, as you can see.
携帯電話およびタブレット端末による写真撮影
Tickets were snapped up in a matter of hours when they went on sale.
また
Figure skating, a huge sport in Japan.
緊急地震速報 J アラートが発表された場合は場内アナウンスで
We confirm there are 2 phases in each discipline.
花束やプレゼントの
Pairs, the dance, the men and the women. Each counts separately, add them on. 12 points for winning, 11 for second, 10 for third, and all the way down. Points aggregated at the end of the competition on Saturday. We'll be here also for the exhibition gala on Sunday. But it's Russia who came in as hot favourites, but only 2 points clear of the USA, who had a terrific men's competition with Nathan Chen in first place, and Jason Brown skating so well to take third.
アナウンスに従いご退場いただきますようご協力をお願いいたします。会場内は
It's a real thrill for those lucky enough to get the tickets, and obviously the main focus for the home support will be, can Yuzuru Hanyu possibly overtake Nathan Chen, who leads after the short program in the men's competition.
周りのお客様へのご配慮をいただきますようお願いいたします。休憩中は会場内の混雑が予想されます。
In the
フィジカルディスタンスを
dance, which we're going to see later on, after the pairs in the free dance, it's the world champions Victoria Sinitsina and Nikita Katsalapov.
The COVID-19 prevention measures while enjoying the event. We remind you to wear a mask at all times in the venue. If you feel unwell, please contact the nearest staff member. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
競技に先立ちまして審判団および技術役員をご紹介いたします。
So we're just
Prior to
about
the competition,
ready to
let
go.
us introduce to you the officials of this event.
The officials judging this pair short.
本大会
I'm gonna check the sound on my other
国際
phone.
スケート連盟代表 ISU 副会長をご紹介いたします。
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce to you the International Skating Union representative of this competition, Mr. Alexander Likerman. And also representing the ISU, please welcome
レフェリ
the referee, Miss Shana Kulik.
ー1番ジャッジ
Judge number 1, Mr. Walter Toigo, Italy.
イタリア2番ジャッジ
Judge number 2, Mr. Philip Medigan, France.
フランス3番ジャッジ
Judge number 3, Miss Lori Parker, the United States of America.
アメリカ4番ジャッジ
Judge number 4, Miss Jang-Soo Lee, Republic of Korea.
韓国5番ジャッジ
Judge number 5, Miss Olga Kozhemiakina, Russia.
ロシア
I'm checking the sound on my other
6
phone.
番ジャッジ
Judge number 6, Miss Leslie Key, Canada.
カナダ7番ジャッジ
Judge number 7, Miss Sakae Yamamoto, Japan.
日本技術役員
The technical panel.
テクニカルコントローラ
The technical controller, Miss Anna Shelska.
ーテクニカルスペシャリスト
The technical specialist, Mr. Alexander Kuznetsov.
アシスタントテクニカルスペシャリスト
The assistant technical specialist, Miss Marie Arai.
So there, the officials, and here's the lineup. Very much the favourites, the reigning world champion Anastasia Machina and Alexander Galyamov. All 6 nations represented here.
第一グループの
What
選
was
手
this
の
on the
皆さん
opening day? The 6 most successful national teams over the last year have been invited for this World Team Trophy. Italy, France, Canada, the USA, Japan and Russia. France coming in for China, who have skipped international competition across a range of sports because of COVID.
Lorian Matt and Thierry Bella.
Lorian Matt and Thierry Furland from Canada.
From the United States of America,
Alexa Knierim.
and Brandon Fraser.
Niram and Frazier, the US national champions.
She changed her name.
Leo Amo and Denise Stricala.
French national champions for the last 2 years, Amon and Strickland.
She dropped the Shemeka from her name, Alexa Knierim.
ただいま大型スクリーンにおきまして第一グループの選手をご紹介しております
On the screen, you will see the skaters in Group 1 in the order of state.
What is with all the feedback?
We start with Lorian Matt and Thierry Furland.
ロリアン・マットイエリー・フェルナン
Lorian
デ
21, Thierry 23.
女性のマット選手
Fifth in American nationals last year.
2010年に
It's their first competition of this season.
カナダジュニアチャンピオンになりました
Might be a little undercooked.
シーズンから
Terrific
シニアに移行し
chance for them.
シリーズに通算3試合出場しています 2番アレクサ・ケネリム
A couple you'll be very familiar with. Alexa Knierim, Brandon Frazier, 7th in the World Championships. A really good world, improving all the time. It's their first year together.
パートナーの引退に伴い昨年春にフレイジャー選手とペアを結成
Bronze medalist in the Olympic team event in Pyeongchang with her former partner and her husband, Chris, who's now part of the coaching team.
3番クレオ・アモン
So third to go will be the French champions,
フランス
Cleo Amon and Dennis Strickland. She's just 19, he's 22.
2016年にアモン選手
It's
とペ
their
アを結成
fifth year together,
今シーズン
first time in the Worlds, finished in 20th place in
今
Stockholm.
シーズンはチャレンジャーシリーズドイツ大会で3位に入り
Champions for the last 2 years in France.
しました
Did compete in the Nebelhorn Trophy at the end of last year in Oberstdorf, finished in 3rd place there. So I said Russia will be looking to extend their lead. They lead the USA by just 2 points. Japan a further 5 behind. Americans will be hoping that these two can really push and get as near to the Russians as they possibly can. There is prize money here, quite a bit of it, $1 million worth of prize money between the teams, $200,000 to the team who win this event. Surprisingly, Russia has never won the World Team Trophy. This is the 7th edition. Japan have won it twice in 2012 and 2017. The USA have won it 4 times. 2009 when it was first introduced, then 2013, 2015 and 2019. USA lying in 2nd place at the moment. But Russia, of course, with such a strong hand. The Russians helped, of course, by 1st and 2nd in the ladies' competition. 2nd place in the short program yesterday, Anna Shabakova winning, and Zvianta Turkmenishin in 2nd place. Spectators eagerly awaiting the appearance of the Japanese Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, who will be first to go in the 2nd group. Again, they'll be looking to keep the gap as small as they can between themselves and Russia. They trail by 7 points.
1 minute left in the warm-up.
Eagerly awaiting the appearance of the Japanese Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara. Canadians will be the first to go. Disappointed, I would imagine, with their 6th placing at the moment.
I'm trying to see if the feedback is from holding the phone too close to the other phone.
Alexa. So this is the last competition of the season for these. They've come, most of them, pretty much straight on from Stockholm and the World Championships just 3 weeks ago.
5 viewers in 43 minutes. Maybe I should turn this off.
Please leave the ice. Thank you.
So it'll be the Canadians to go first, Matthew Furland. Then the Americans, Alexa Knierim and Brandon Frazier, and then the French, Cléo Amon and Denis Strekalin.
This hasn't been a very relaxing break when I've been fighting with the technology.
So the Canadians first to go. 5th in the national championships last year. No Canadian nationals this year. Skating to Awu. This is Lauriane Matt and Thierry Furlan. The awkward and the triple twist. Difficult catch. Down goes L'Oreal on the side-by-side triple toes. Well to hold on for a triple. Really good synchronization.
It's not really good synchronization.
And again in the combination spin, that's been the feature so far. Yeah, you felt them building their performance as it went on. Just a little tentative at the start. Lauriane Mat and Thierry Ferland for France. It did develop. First competition of the season, so perfectly understandable. And it wasn't helped by the awkward catch and the triple twist, and then, of course, with L'Oreal falling on the triple toe. But after that, terrific spin. The step sequence looked good as well. It's huge for them, first time in this World Team Trophy. Good connection between the two of them. Timing was good, but she couldn't hold it. Maybe throw triple Lutz. Just managed to hold the hand off the ice. No problems at all with the death spiral. The Canadian contingent enjoying themselves.
Who do I say? Gabrielle Deilman?
These two trained by Ian Connolly.
Keegan Messing.
The scores, please.
$54.91 there.
The score for podium
Season's best, 60.02. So we'll see where that places them, but it's going to be nearer the bottom, I'm afraid, than the top, because the standard is so high and will improve fairly dramatically in the second group. There should be a considerable rise in standard here, because here are the American champions. First season together, but they've got better and better.
and Brandon Frazier.
Really developing into a top-notch partnership. Alexa Knierim, Brandon Frazier. Really super catch on the triple twist. It's triple toe loops. Looking good so far. Oh no, thought she got it. Throw a triple loop.
So hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't